5 years and still talking. This is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey! Hello, everybody. I'm Alex Bennett, and this is the Ramble. We go until midnight tonight on the East Coast of the United States. Hello, everybody. Here I am. Yes, here I am. Let me just turn my mic up a little bit here. Do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little song, a little dance, a little seltzer down your pants. I have no guests. I have nothing to talk about. I don't have my wife here for the program. I'm not going to be here on Tuesday. It's not that I'm taking my usual every now and then Tuesday off, but the Tuesday I'm having a what do you call it, biopsy. And it's not that I'm worried that the biopsy is going to make it impossible for me to do a show. What's going to make it impossible for me to do a show is it's at 8:45 in the morning, which means that being at 8:45 in the morning, I have to get up at a rather early hour. And so I will not get much sleep that night. Plus, I'm going to take a Xanax and everything before the thing, and I'm going to be wiped out is what it's going to be. I'm just going to be too tired probably to do a show. I mean, maybe at the last minute I might say, hey, you know, what am I pussying out for here? I can do a show, but I doubt it, okay? So don't count on me doing a show on Tuesday, okay? That's a heads up. Because I'm going to have this thing. I'm all bothered by it, and because I get people like Phil, for instance, and Kevin, who've had them, say, "Oh, they're not pleasant." Well, it's only 10 minutes, and hopefully it'll be fast, and I'll be fine. I can't get my glasses clean. Wait a minute, hold on a second. I got to get a tissue here that will clean it. Hold on. I got a whole roll of tissues down here, but they're so far behind here that I can't. Hold on. Just stay where you are. There we go. Let me get a clean tissue. Here we are. See? And then I get this stuff. I have this spritzer stuff that I put on the glasses. And then I can... I'll do them here. Let me get them all cleaned here, and I think I won't have a problem. Let's see here. Let's see how they are now. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Anyway, so they keep going, oh, it's not pleasant. Well, I'm sure it's not pleasant, but it's only 10 minutes, and they say there is, what do they put there? This discomfort level may vary, So they say it's discomforting, but they don't say it's painful. So anyway, I am not looking forward to it. And then you wait for 5 days to see if you've got cancer, which I probably have. But it's no big deal because then they give you a whole bunch of radiation or whatever it takes, and you're good to go. They say. What I've been told is, but I said to the doctor, I says, is this going to kill me or something like that? Is this life-threatening? And he said, no, it's just mildly annoying. That's how he put it. So I am going to look at it that way, that I'm going through a mildly annoying situation. And if I have to go do chemotherapy, not chemotherapy, but radiation, I'll do the radiation. What the hell? Although there are two types of radiation they can do. They can do the regular radiation, which makes your bowels all fucked up and makes you shit a lot and have diarrhea. Or you can get what's they call brachytherapy, in which they put seeds in the prostate. And that way I don't have to go do it. Like this other thing, you have to go 5 days a week for like about 5 weeks. It's only about 15 minutes a day. They just put you under the zapper, they zap you, and you're good to go and you're on your way. But that means that 5 days a week for 5 weeks, I really can't do anything else with my life except go get this fucking piece of shit done. So I'd rather have the brachytherapy where they just put the seeds in and then you're good to go, and then they just check every now and then and see if it's working. So anyway, I don't know. I'm, you know what I do? This is what girlfriend said. I go too far ahead of myself. Already I'm figuring out that it's cancer that's going to have to be dealt with by radiation. It could come out that I have a very low thing going here, and they're just going to sit and wait and watch. So I don't know, but I think I'll probably be around for a few more years. I hope, because Alex don't want to die. Okay. Anyway, here's so what have I been doing with my life to make it better? Well, there's this. Now, this is an improvement over what I did before. Okay? Watch this. Echo, turn off studio. See, all the lights, except for that one up there, and the reason why that one's still lit is because it was not good. All right? And it doesn't hook up to the Wi-Fi. It doesn't pair to the Wi-Fi. So I called up Amazon, and they said, well, send back the 3, because they're these candelabra type lights. Send back the 3, and we'll send you a new box. And I said, look, if I bought 4 light bulbs from you, and one of the light bulbs came broken, would you tell me that I had to send you back all the light bulbs? And the guy said, let me go check with my bosses on that. And he came back and he said, keep what you got, we'll send you a free one. Okay, so it's $36 worth of these. Okay, wait a minute, hold on a second. Echo, turn on studio. There we go. See? Isn't that great? Turns off all the lights here. Or I can have it turn off the one light here. Or I can have it turn off one of the lights. You can't see them right now because they're right up there. And then there's one that's lit that isn't working. But here's what they came in. Okay, so I'm looking at these, right? And I'm going through this thing. I'm going through this thing with the prostate deal, right? And I suddenly look at this and I get depressed. Listen to this. Based on a 3-hour day, here is the average lifespan of these lights. So if they're on 3 hours a day, and let's say they're on 6 hours a day, but they're on 3 hours a day, those lights will last 20 years. I'm not going to last. That light is going to be going when I'm dead. Do you realize that? Although if I live, now I have a reason to live to be 100, so I can see those lights. Say to his girlfriend, "Hey, man, my girlfriend," who at that point will be, she's about 5 years younger than I am, something like that, 4 years younger than I am. So I reach 100, and she'd be whatever. I won't say because then she'll. Well, wait a minute. If I say I'm 100 and then she's 4 years younger, I guess she'd be 96, wouldn't she? Anyway. And then I say, hey, you know what? The light bulb in the studio went out. But that always depresses me when I see things like that, Gee, the life of this light bulb is longer than yours. Oh, very good. I'm happy to hear that. Well, I'll never, Anyway, so what happens is it's pretty, they're pretty bright, and I can have them change color if I want to, although why? But what I bought it for was because I've got this wall sconce up here that has like 3 of those, candle type lights. They call them candle lights. And then I have a big torch lamp over here, but I couldn't get these to work. But then I found they had the candle ones. And so I went out and I bought them. And one of them is bad. Won't sync. The rest of them synced like that, but that one won't. So Anyway, so until I can they'll be in on Sunday, so I'll have this ready for you when I'm here back on Wednesday, if I can sit. Let me see here. Actually, the estimated energy cost per light, 60 cents a year. All right? So I'm saving money, I think, all the way around. I think I've got it down, but I can throw this box away, right? I'm not going to have to return it to Amazon. Okay? Let me see here. A couple items we should get to. How's the picture looking out there? Let me see here. Is it looking good? Is it, wait a minute. I could stand to have, let me see here. How fast is this going? It looks pretty clean, the signal. Yeah. Let me see here. Where am I? Okay. A couple of things. I actually did some prep here because I have nothing to talk about, right? Well, I will have stuff to talk about once we get the citizen panel here, but right now I just, But anyway, I have Disney Plus. I subscribed to it even before it came out, and so I got it. And it's only like $6.99 a month. So you go, $6.99 a month, I can afford that. So anyway, the trouble with this light though, this new light, it doesn't have color, and so my skin tone looks a little too white under it. Let me see here if I can change this. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Oh, there we go. I can turn this one to yellow, and I can turn the other one to yellow. Let's see what we get here. Do we get better lighting? Let's see here. I do that. Let's see here. How's the color on my face now? Is it any different? Nah, it's not any different. Okay, so I'll go back to the other one, to the white light. Come on. There we go. I want to do that. Okay. All right. We're back to. There wasn't a change, was there, in my skin tone? No, I don't think so. Anyway. Of course, I could turn the light red, and then my face would look redder. That's possible. Anyway, I think I'll look fine. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah. So anyway, we were talking about Disney, Disney Plus. Okay, so it came out the other day, and I'll tell you, I don't think it's going to be a big competitor for Netflix, and I'll tell you why. Because it's different than Netflix. What it is, it's all the Disney shit in one place. Okay. So you've got everything from Steamboat Willie all the way to the latest Marvel movie, the Avengers Endgame, and that's okay. That works out all right. That's not bad. It works out cool, but it doesn't have the wide scoping variety that say Netflix has. I mean, Netflix has everything from The Crown to some sci-fi thing, to some documentaries and whatever. So it's a broader thing. So I think right now Disney Plus is not a competitor to Netflix. It's just its own thing. And for $6.99 a month, that isn't a lot of money to put out. So I'm getting that. And Apple TV is what, $4.99 a month, I think, something like that. So I'm doing that. So between, and it's not the same as Netflix. It's certainly not as far-reaching as Netflix, although I do like its original programming. I like the morning show with Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston, who, by the way, is terrific in this thing. And I like the Disney thing. I'll tell you what's great on Disney. You know what's great on Disney? We watched it. I wanted to see what it would look like, and I figured, every time Disney does one of these live versions of one of their animations, one of their animated cartoons, it's not as good. Although Beauty and the Beast was pretty damn good. The version they did of Beauty and the Beast was, I think, very good. But their live versions aren't very good. So they were going to do a live version Lady and the Tramp. And you think about it and you go, gee, you can animate that, and you can do things with animation to make animals, talk and do things like that. But how are you going to do that in a movie? I don't know how they did this. I have a tendency to think that the animals were completely character generated. It's just my thinking. Now I'm not sure. All right, but I watched it, and it's just the animals are too reactive to things, and they're I don't know. Anyway, what they say in most reviews is they put the mouth and the face things on the animals, and I don't think so. I think they character generated them from the beginning, but I may be wrong. Anyway, this thing is terrific. It is just, I think I went back and watched, because they have it on Disney, okay, on Disney Plus. I went back and watched the original Lady and the Tramp, which is a good little animated film, but it's not as good as this thing. This thing, I was bawling my eyes out. I was crying. It's a beautiful, beautiful picture. So if you get Disney Plus, and you can get it for a week for free, watch Lady and the Tramp. It's really good. You will not be disappointed. I felt I was getting my $6.99 worth right there. And they also have a Star Wars show called Mandalorian, The Mandalorian, which is done by Jon Favreau, and it's so far so good. Okay, but they're short episodes. Like the first one was 42 minutes, and the second one is 33 minutes. And I'm going, but gee, make them a little bit longer. You go over to DC, and Titans is like 50 minutes. So I don't know. But anyway, they're having some problems, though. They were having problems the first day. It was just terrible. Things weren't coming up, and things were being, you couldn't get onto the service. But finally, they solved the problem. What they said was, well, we didn't expect the onslaught of people. What do you mean you didn't expect the onslaught of people? Come on. What you do is you sit there and go, if you think that only 10 million are going to want it, you get ready for 20 million, okay? So they said that, that was the problem. Well, they have a few other problems. They have problems like, for instance, The Simpsons. They have every episode of The Simpsons except for one. Except for one. I'll tell you which one they don't have. But I'll do that in a second. What they did is, the Simpsons, at least in their first, I don't know, they've been on 30 years, something like that. In their first 25 years, I think, they weren't widescreen. And in the last 5 years, they've been widescreen. Well, they took all those early ones, which were square, and stretched them out so they would go on your screen widescreen. And that's not the way they were meant to be. And some people are complaining that there are visual jokes that are being missed because they were on the edges of the screen and so on and so forth. So it's not really there, okay? And everybody's complaining about The Simpsons. But there's an episode of The Simpsons they're not running, okay? And that episode is the episode with Michael Jackson. Yeah, I guess the child diddler, you can't see the episode with the child diddler. You know what else is missing, and it continues to be missed by Disney. It's been missed since it was released practically. You're not going to find Song of the South on Disney Plus, and quite frankly, I don't know why. I've never been able to figure out why. It's a bunch of white guys at Disney saying what black people are going to be bothered by. And actually, it's a great little movie. I have a copy of it. And it's a great film. And what's being missed also is that Charles Basket, who played Uncle Remus, won a special Academy Award for the role. They gave him a special Oscar that year for playing Uncle Remus. And it is an Academy Award winning performance, you would say. and yet it never gets seen. A man's work is completely obliterated. Um, Occasionally they will show Uncle Remus on a Disney program or something like that singing Zippity Doo Dah, and that's about it. And Charles Basket, who, when he died only, I think, a few years later, died knowing he had done an American classic, and he had gotten a honorary Academy Award for it. Uh, uh, didn't know that his work would be, nobody would know who Charles Basket was really, although we still do see occasional clips of Uncle Remus. But it's a wonderful picture, and I think it's terrible that it's been excised from Disney. What else has been excised from Disney? What they're doing is cartoons in those days. Cartoons in those days weren't made for kids. I know that's going to come as a shock to most of you, but it's true. Kids weren't the market for Disney cartoons. Adults were. Now, you're asking why. And the answer is the cartoons were done for adults because they were the prime people who were going to theaters. And these things were shown between two, adult features, not porn, but adult features, adult things that would appeal to adults. So the cartoons had to appeal to adults too. And so there were references and things like that to it that were just, today don't play. So they had like cigarettes, liquor, cartoon character getting drunk, whatever. And they always say, like, there are references to tobacco in this cartoon. And they have those things listed there because they're so afraid, that the parents are going to be, they. Now, Mickey never smoked, but, I'll tell you who did smoke. Who smoked? Fred Flintstone smoked. Did you know that? Well, they had an ad for Winston Cigarettes, who I believe was one of the sponsors of the Flintstones, and he was smoking a Winston, and along with Barney. They were both sitting back smoking them Winstons. So, anyway, but all I'm saying is that I wish it were just a little bit more, I don't know, a little edgier, okay? But I feel I'm just ensconced in the wonderful world of Disney. And even the Marvel films, in spite of the fact that there's excessive violence, I think, in them, are still not what we would call like hard-edged things. And I wish they did say, we want to show you Song of the South, but we're going to give you a warning about it. But we think it's important because it's an old movie, and it has a history to it. No such luck. No such luck. Anyway. Let me see here. Any other items that I've got here? Oh, an R-rated movie for the first time in the history of movies has topped $1 billion at the box office. What do you think that R-rated movie is? A film I have not seen yet, but I hear is very good. Joker has just hit the $1 billion mark, and it is rated R and is the first R-rated picture in the history of movies to make $1 billion. So it made it in spite of being R-rated, because when you're R-rated, less people can go see your movie, right? Right. And I have a thing here for Phil, but we have to go to the phones in order for Phil to call. And so let me turn on my, come here. Let me turn on my Skype. Last night it was working fine. Now let's see if it'll work fine tonight. Who knows? You never can tell, folks. You never can tell. Okay, let me see here. That should be up and that should be down. And I should then open this up and people can start calling. All right? And we'll see what happens. The first caller will call and the ring will be so loud that we won't be able to stand it, but what the hell. Anyway, here we go. Oh, Phil tried to call, and then Phil got hung up on. Oh, is that going to happen tonight? Let's see if Phil tries again. What happened to Phil? Yeah. Wow. That's not good. Okay. Um, hmm. That's not terrific. Okay, there's Phil.
Hey,
Okay, there's Phil. Okay.
yeah, it cut me off 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, and it would cut off Kathleen as well, but I think she's on. Yeah, there we got Kathleen. Okay, she's
Good, I'll
there.
be right back.
Yeah, she's there, and here comes Rob Alfano. Let me see here. Okay, let me put these people in, give these people a place in there. Let's see here. First of all, Bob Kazoo, and then we get. Let's see here. Oh, hold on a second. Sibby Hitty is calling. Wait a minute. Hold on a second, everybody. Let me do this. This is going to take a little bit. There's Rob Alfano. Okay, there he is. Okay, then we go like that, and you can see all those people. And now I got to go over here because Sibby Itty is calling, and yes, Sibby Itty. Yeah, yeah. Believe it or not, Sibby Itty, ladies and gentlemen, as I live and breathe. The famous. I mean, hold on a second. Let me move some things around here, and we'll be ready to go. Okay, here we go. Sibby Itty. There he is. Sibby, move your camera down a little bit or up a little bit or something so we can see your whole face. There we go. Well, now that's too much, but there, that's fine. That's good. See, there's Sibby. Sibby calls once in a great while. Where are you, Sibby? Where are you calling from again?
Long Island.
Huh?
Long Island.
Long Island. Right up the street from me here. And
Yes, sir.
let's see, where are you tonight, Rob? Are you still in Orlando?
Oh, back home.
You're back home. Okay.
Yeah.
What were you?
Hey, Phil, where are you tonight?
I'm sitting in front of the computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There he
I
is.
was standing in front of it, but now I'm sitting
Thank you.
So
in
listen,
Walnut Creek.
Phil, do you have Hulu?
Yes, I have the Hulu, the one that's $45 a month.
Yeah. Well, it's not anymore.
Oh, what happened? It
It's
went down?
it's being raised to $54.99.
Well, so far I like it, but I was thinking about doing the YouTube trial, and that other people have said is really a better way to go. Now, Sibby works for a cable, well, not cable, some sort of provider that provides cable TV, right?
Well, to begin with, let me inform you, Phil, that the Lord is our provider.
Yes, I work for a cable company. Yes.
Yeah, and
I think I have a very poor connection here. I don't know if I can even stay
Oh,
on
no,
that
you're-
long because
you're-
it looks like poor connection.
No, your connection is
you look
beautiful.
great.
you
You
look
look
great.
terrific.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
You're,
good,
you're
fair enough.
terrific.
Yeah, I work for a cable company. What is it that you wanted to ask me, Phil?
No, I was, well, we were talking about, different services. And if you work for a
Yes.
cable company, you might not be familiar with the YouTube one, but is it any good?
Yeah, I know the YouTube TV, that the one that you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's similar to the Hulu $45 a month one.
Yes, it's similar to Hulu. I think it's $40 or $50 for a slew of channels, but it's not as expensive as a cable package that you can still get.
Yeah.
Cable still has the edge, and I have a feeling that people, all the code colors, if you add all the $5 here, $10 there,
Yeah.
you add them all up, and then you pay for the ISP. Pretty much you're paying
In
a
the
lot
same
more.
boat.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are coming back to cable because you get all those options, but you also get the option of streaming online if you have a cable subscriber,
Yeah.
which is an added benefit, which the streamers don't get otherwise.
And cable is way more convenient. I don't care what you say.
It is if you're a channel surfer. And I when I had cable, I used to go from channel to channel to channel. If I had two TVs, there would be two remote controls, one in each hand, going like this
Well,
from channel
okay.
to channel.
Every cable company pays carriage fees to each of the stations. You know, TCM will have its own carriage fee. That's how they survive. Another company will have a carriage fee. CNN will have a carriage fee, and they negotiate these with the cable companies, and that goes into your total cost of your package. Okay, what do you think you are paying more money for than any other cable channel? Rob knows.
I know.
No.
Huh?
I know.
What'd you say?
ESPN.
Nope.
No, Lifetime.
Lifetime.
$12
Lifetime.
of your subscription.
Now-
No.
Or
ESPN
is it
is
$4?
like $17.
ESPN is the most, I think. It's about $15, I think, per subscriber.
Really?
Last I heard, it was
The
17.
Lifetime channel
Yeah.
brought to you by Kotex.
There, I would.
I swear, I never watched that channel.
Nobody.
Now,
Yeah.
I don't miss QVC. Do you pay for QVC? Does the cable company have to pay for QVC? You know, the one where they try to sell you shit.
I watch
Yeah.
a lot of
Well, yes, cable company has to pay for all the channels that they carry, except the public broadcast or the PBS channels. I don't think we pay,
Yeah.
but the others, and also I think the network channels like the Channel 5 and Channel 4 we don't pay for those because that's mandated by Congress for us to. We should
And it's
carry
on the air.
So-
Yeah.
Sips, do
Yeah,
you
well,
work for- do you work, without saying the name of it, do you work for the company that was recently that was owned by the Dolans and then was sold?
Yes,
You work for-
absolutely.
I used to work for them too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to work for them.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
And the Dolans don't own it anymore.
No.
No.
My
No.
sister-in-law works for Newsday.
Were they involved with Dish or somebody they were involved with? The Dolans.
HBO. I think they used to own HBO at one point in time.
HBO and sold it to Time Life to really build out Cablevision.
Oh. Okay.
He started HBO.
Oh, shun.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
He really is
Yeah.
pioneer.
Actually, if I remember correctly, and I may be wrong about this, but the first HBO carriage in the country was like somewhere in Pennsylvania, in some rural community. They didn't even start in a major community.
Yeah, probably not.
It was
Yeah.
started in an Amish community.
Yeah, right. And nobody picked it up, and they couldn't figure out why.
Yeah.
What do
Now,
you,
is this the guy that also bought a big hunk of Sirius?
Dolan? No, that was who was it? Malone was the guy
Oh,
that
okay.
bought that.
John Malone, right?
John Malone. Yeah. What are you all greasing yourself up for there, Kathleen?
I took a shower.
Oh, I see. I thought maybe you were getting ready to swim the channel or something. you know. Yeah.
Hey, Phil, how many channels does Hulu have?
I don't know. It's got all the ones that I want, and since I switched from what was the one?
You know who's getting out.
Sling.
You know who's getting
Yeah.
out of that business of carrying cable channels and things like that is Sony PlayStation.
They are?
They had a thing called I'm trying to remember what
Yeah.
they called it.
View.
Yeah.
View.
And it had about 60 channels, much like all these others do, and they decided to get out of it. They said it wasn't making them money.
Marriage. And it's really a headache
Yeah.
because you're constantly renegotiating
Yeah.
with the providers, right?
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
wind up in disputes, and that's why the cable companies, at least the cable companies, have the internet.
Yeah. I'll try the joke again. I'm constantly negotiating with my provider, but God won't listen to me. So thank you very much, folks. I won't be here much longer because he'll kill me for that joke.
Yeah, I heard about the light bulbs. That's evil.
What? My light bulbs? You mean Echo? Turn off studio.
Look what you did to me.
Echo, turn on studio. There we go. Okay.
Very nice.
You know what I suddenly realized? I think, this is like really technology. It's driving girlfriend nuts because I'm doing all the lights in the house this way, and she can't remember what. In every room, you have to call them something different, right? And but then I started to think about it. You know what this is the equivalent of? It's the modern day version, and we think we're so hip and we're so clap on, clap
the
off,
clapper.
the clapper,
Yep.
right? So yeah. So, but
I
anyway,
used to be able to genie bink my lights on and off, but my genie binker broke.
what do you mean genie bink?
You know, my genie binker.
Oh, you mean your
Thank you.
yeah, genie.
Yeah.
I dream a genie.
I dream a genie.
Yes.
She genie binked. Can you do the genie bink?
No, it doesn't work.
No. But didn't you used to do that with your eyes?
No.
That's genie
That's
binking.
the whole thing where you go like this
There
and
you
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't work.
It doesn't
It's
work
broke.
anymore. Well, if you got, but anyway, so it's the modern day clapper now, and in this place, I really have to be, I have to have light bulbs that have Wi-Fi in them and so on and so forth because
I bought
You have to.
outlets and switches.
Well,
That's how because I
yeah.
think the light bulbs are more expensive.
well, I don't have that many switches. I don't have that many. I have some lights on, whatever.
Every plug, like this lamp here,
Yeah.
Alexa, turn off the bedroom.
No, I will not.
One of these days.
Just on a little smart plug. It's a little thing
Yeah,
like
I
this.
know.
You just plug your out.
I have that for the light over here, and I have it for 2 lights in the guest room and for one of the lights in the bedroom. But then I had to get the bulbs for a lot of the sconces. The reason being that in this apartment house, I really don't have that many light switches.
Have you figured? I just thought of this. This is gonna. Have you asked Alexa something in a whisper?
What do you mean in a whisper?
Alexa, what's the weather? Right now it's
What?
It whispers back.
It was. Hold on a second. Echo. What time? Echo. What time is it?
I think you just whispered to me.
Yes.
Mine answered in the whisper.
He's,
You got to enable whisper. You got to enable the whisper. It's creepy to have the
wait a
thing
minute.
whisper.
Hold on a second. She was asking me if I wanted to be whispered to. Hold on a second. Echo. What time is it? Echo. What time is it?
I hope she yells at you.
Don't whisper.
She's not whispering back to me.
Rob said you had to enable it.
Yeah, I think in the app you have to enable it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then anything you whisper to her, if you whisper it, she'll whisper it back. Like sometimes in the middle of the night, I sleep with thunderstorm sounds, and I ask her to play the thunder. If my wife's already sleeping,
Mm-hmm.
I go, Alexa, enable thunderstorm sounds.
Is that under skills?
I don't remember. I don't remember how I found it on I got an email once about things that Alexa does, and it told me where to go to enable it, and I enabled
Wait a
it.
minute.
but
Well,
it's-
hold on a second. Alexa whisper. Let me see. Alexa
what does whisper thunder sound like?
whisper. Wait a minute. I got to put you on screen, by the way, before I you can.
I'll let her whisper the weather again. Alexa, what's the weather?
In Stevenson, it's 36 degrees.
That is just. Well, what is your Jason? Is it? Are you 3 a.m.?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, there you go.
Can you call it whatever you want? Like you're like, turn on the lights, damn it. So what's the name
can
of
call
your
it
contraption?
Alexa,
Damn it.
computer, or Echo.
Alexa
Can't
Call it
whisper.
fuckface.
What a number.
Okay, now wait a minute. Hold on a second. Wisher Alexa skills. It says it's a special one you got to download. No.
You
No,
need to have one that sounds like the Costanzas. You just yell at it and it yells back.
A whisper. I put in Wisher. Whisper. Whisper. Wait a minute. Whisper. Oh, let me see here. Okay. Oh, whisper mode. There we go. Okay.
There you go.
Here we go. Okay, enable whisper mode on the Alexa. Okay, how do we do this? To enable whisper mode, and here's exactly how it works. Here's how you enable it. Open the Alexa app. Okay, so I'm going to open the Alexa app. Okay, it's open. Open the main menu and select settings. Okay. Then select Alexa account. Alexa account, I guess that would be account settings, right?
I feel you should be reading these instructions in a foreign accent.
It says select Alexa voice responses. Ah, Alexa voice responses. Whisper mode. Oh, okay. Now let's see what happens. Alexa, what time is it? I mean, I have to do it the Echo, what time is it? Echo. Echo. It doesn't hear me. Echo, what time is it?
It's time for you to buy a watch.
Wait a minute, I can't. She's not doing it.
You can always say,
Wait a minute, what? Wait a minute.
Huh?
Oh, it just whispered.
I don't want to whisper.
Will you people stop doing that? I'm trying to talk to Echo. Echo, what time is it? Oh, okay, it whispers now. Okay, I'm happy. This is. It whispers now.
It'll read to you in a whisper. It'll give you a whole conversation in a whisper.
Oh,
Whispering back and forth.
Marjorie will love that one.
It's creepy.
That one she will love.
When I first enabled it, and when my wife and I were here in the bedroom, and it was like, do you feel creeped out by this thing whispering at us?
I would feel creeped out.
It's creepy.
Let me see here. Webhead. There we go. Here comes Tony.
Webhead.
Hey, Tony. How you doing, Tony?
It's not going good tonight.
Why?
Why?
My mother's in the hospital.
What?
Oh, dang.
I'm joking. I just wanted to She's
I don't
alive.
feel like-
so
I
she
don't
drinks
feel like
blood
such
later.
I don't feel like such an ass. I was gonna say good. I didn't like her anyway.
Yeah, right. Yes, right. I never liked her anyway. Yeah. Okay, so we all know how to turn on our Alexa so she will whisper to you now.
I want the yelly version.
A one that screams at you?
Turn on the lights. Okay, I will. Like,
Wait a minute. I want to hear this one more time.
Turn them off yourself.
yeah.
What time is it?
I want a sassy yelly Alexa.
Like a yenta
Wow,
yell.
she
I bet you
does
Phil's
whisper.
Alexa's Mexican.
She does
I don't
whisper.
have
That'd
one.
be hilarious.
Yes, sir.
You know, one thing we've never thought about with the voice with Alexa. Okay, do you realize how human it sounds? And
Yeah,
it can't.
we have Siri by.
Huh? Yeah, but I mean, is there a woman that recorded it, or is it a electronically created voice?
I don't know. That
I
is.
think it's probably electronic.
It does sound like a human.
Wasn't there a
Might
woman
be a
behind the
broad
Siri voice?
self-checkout.
No, I don't think there was a woman behind the Siri voice.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was.
No,
Yes, there was.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Siri, what time is it?
It's time to get an echo.
Yeah.
Go to the back.
She didn't talk to me. I think maybe I didn't have the speakers up. Yeah, I had the speakers
Why
up.
don't you ask Alexa?
What? Alexa, what time is it? I mean, Echo, what time is it?
the time is 10:49 p.m.
See, she's not whispering now. That's great. That's terrific. It's terrific that she can figure out whether you're whispering or not. That's wonderful.
That's creepy.
What do you mean that's creepy?
It is.
I think that's wonderful science. Okay. Let me see here. Let me get Kevin here. Hog Rider. Where's Hog Rider? There's Hog Rider. Okay. And he should be there. And now I push another button. And there is Hog Rider. Hello there, Kevin. How are you this evening?
Bada boom, hello.
Bada boom, bada boom, bada boom, bada boom.
Hey, Kevin, do you have anything that whispers?
Do I have anything that whispers? Well, that's an open. I'm sitting on it.
That goes. It's a whoopee cushion.
Oh, you could call it that, Phil. Yeah.
Well, let's see. Vernon Nunn just tried to call. What I'm flashing a little bit here on. Oh, here we go. Here we go with Vernon. Oh boy. Well, we're getting towards. We're not getting a full house yet, but we're one short of a full house. Where do I go here? I want to go to 7, and then I want to go to Vernon. Yeah, we know that's you, Vernon. Vernon is. Here we go, Vernon. Vernon, there we go. There he is. Ah, hello, Vernon.
Greetings.
You're back home again. You're not out on vacation.
No, back in the grind.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, it's whatever. How you doing? How you all doing? After Tuesday, I will join the club that is now held by Kevin, Phil Meyer, and by Vernon Nunn, and that's called the Prostate Biopsy Club.
All right.
Huh?
The Butt Club.
The Butt Club. Yeah.
You know damn well what they're going to say. We didn't find anything, but can you come back in 6 months?
Oh yeah. They do that, and I'm going to tell him, blow it out your ass, and they say, well, you just did. You know.
That would be funny if you blow a big pop
If
on
they
it.
do a biopsy and they find cancer, there's no reason to do another biopsy. Then they just watch.
So that would be the good news, wouldn't it?
Well, no. Better news is they didn't find anything.
Well, I'm sure they'll probably find cancer. I mean, at my age, they'll find cancer. Okay. You know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's for damn sure. But what happens is, at my age, getting prostate cancer is almost a given. You know, it's like you gotta. At some places, I've read 80% chance after the age of 80.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So it's not
So-
something
80 for 80. Huh?
So here's the bad news. I have a chance of getting prostate cancer. Why? Because I've lived to be 80. That's the good news. You know, so
It's
I mean,
the positive side. If you don't have cancer, then you're never going to get it, I would say.
well, no,
Is that Dr. Tony?
that's not true, Tony. If you reach
No?
if you reach 90, your chances are 100%.
Oh, shit. All right. So then we're going to all get it.
I
feel like.
What we
My
what-
mother's 90 and she doesn't have prostate cancer.
right, Rob? What were you saying?
So I have plenty of relatives who've lived over 90 and didn't die of cancer, didn't have cancer.
Yeah.
No, but he's not saying, you're missing. They didn't die of cancer. They might have had it.
You mean undetected?
Yeah, well, what happens is a lot of people, a lot of guys die at like 95, 80, 85, 90, and they do a what do you call it, an autopsy, and they find they had prostate cancer. But that isn't what killed them. You know.
Man, my grandpa was 93 years old, had an aneurysm.
Really?
What kind of aneurysm?
Heart, like right around the heart. He had them for years.
Yeah, well, my heart's in pretty good shape. I just figure it's my penis that's going to get me. That's what I figure.
It's revenge.
It was your best friend at one point, now it's rebelling on you.
By the way, good news. Good news. All those years of masturbation, though, have paid off. The reason I probably haven't had prostate cancer up until this point is I masturbated at least 4 times a week.
See, that's why I keep on telling the wife.
And what
suck the
happens
poison
is
out.
if you masturbate at least 4 times a week, that lessens your chances. I read this online in several medical things. What are you saying?
It didn't help me.
Did you do it? Did you jerk off that much, Phil?
Oh, yeah. Twice a day.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes more.
Well, maybe
He
you
got cancer from the blisters.
Don't come in the office.
Hey, there's an article from some left-wing paper called The Independent,
Mhm.
and it says LSD magic mushrooms could heal brain-damaged cells in people suffering from depression, and
I
also
think Alex should
MDMA.
take some.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
why they're going to legalize it down in Santa Cruz.
Cat.
Yeah. Yeah. LSD and magic mushrooms could heal your brain.
But believe me, a lot of those psychedelics are going to be found to have great curative powers. Yeah.
What do you see on that? Remember that guy? I watched that documentary. I seen that Timothy Leary guy. You're right, Alex. He's a smart guy. I was watching.
He's a smart guy. He was a smart guy.
Yeah.
He's dead.
When they say you can see God, like I mean, I know it's just theoretically speaking.
I've
But,
taken
open
LSD.
imagination.
I didn't see God.
What do you
No,
just like, are
didn't
you-
your Ronnie take magic mushroom?
Psilocybin, yeah.
Yeah. Did it help?
It
her,
did
or-
help. It did help with their fear of dying. Yeah.
Oh, it did.
Yeah,
But
there
did
was
she
a
say
whole
in one
thing.
of
There
your
was a whole
last interviews that
what?
did she say in one of your last interviews that she thought it was like overhyped though?
No.
See, I thought she did, and then at the same time she said that it helped her get rid of her
It
anxiety.
did. It did help her
but-
get rid of it. And there was a thing on 60 Minutes about this same exact thing, that they're giving psilocybin to people who are dying of diseases and terminally, and that they are dealing with it better as a result.
See, I think you should take it
Why?
because you're dying just very slowly.
You have depression.
Yeah, well, you
So-
know.
It's
See,
supposed
no,
to.
I don't think he has depression. I think you have anxiety.
The anxiety, I have everything known to mankind, okay?
Nah,
You
just
know.
have
We'll
anxiety.
we will all take it and do a show.
You know, every time I had taken it, it took like 24 hours out of my life. It was not only the 12-hour trip, 10-hour trip. It was I had to sleep. When I would come off of it for another 12, 14 hours.
Oh, I couldn't sleep afterwards.
No,
No, I was so invigorated. You know.
really.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Did you? What types did you do? I did like brown dot. I did a window pane.
I did
Yeah.
anything that they gave me.
Yeah.
But the trouble was, I finally quit when I had a bad trip. I had a bad trip.
Yeah.
Was that the time
It wa-
that they slipped you the date rape?
Well,
drug?
it had been pleasant up to that point. Although anybody who wants to take LSD, let me warn you, it's a lot of work. You know,
Yeah.
it's a lot of work because you're having to somehow hold on to reality on a certain level, or you have to have somebody there to tell you what reality
I had a
is.
guide for the
Yeah,
first,
yeah.
4 or
A
5.
Sherpa. And
No,
LSD.
he was
Sherpa.
he was involved with the psychedelic church and
Yeah.
Baba Ram Dass and all of that
Yeah.
stuff. And he would trip on a regular basis. But the one time I did it with some other people and no guide, it wasn't a pleasant. It wasn't unpleasant. It just wasn't as fulfilling.
You're a guy who
as the
won't do
ones-
marijuana, but you did LSD?
Well, back in those days, I did
Yeah.
the marijuana
Yeah.
also.
Yes, Jason.
I just wanted to tell Phil, but as soon as that guy got some prescriptive lenses, he didn't drip on a regular basis anymore.
Why is that? No, Larry had lenses.
Yeah.
So the person who's your
He had
guide,
glasses.
What'd you say? What?
the person who's the guide, of course, doesn't do anything. So what does he do?
No, he did it. He did it right along with me.
Oh,
And we
really?
did stuff like you see the sunrise. You talk about different.
Do
He
you
had,
remember the trip, Phil, or no?
yeah.
Did you see any I don't want to say personal.
No.
Just
The
maybe-
last trip, I came up with some mathematical thing that I called Zion 2000, and I don't know what Zion 2000 is, but it seemed like a really important thing at the time.
Yeah. I hallucinated. I'd gotten high upstate here in New York, and I was up in the bedroom, and I was chilling out, high on LSD, and I hallucinated the first time I ever had sex, right in front of me, like it was happening right in front of me.
So it was like a recall or a.
But it
So what
wasn't you,
does it
it was
hold your
Ron
mind?
Jeremy.
was penis envy.
You're still one of the funniest people I know.
It's funny.
Geez.
Does it pull your old memories like of childhood? It's like the ones that are stuck in the back, like you think? I wonder if you can bring
Well,
back
what LSD does is there's a barrier between your conscious and your subconscious. And what it does is it breaks down the barrier between the conscious and the subconscious, and your subconscious flows into your consciousness.
Oh, wow.
And that's where you come in tune with a lot of your past and so on and so forth. That's where it's a great psychiatric drug, is because it does that.
I think it just brings out anything you're thinking about at the moment.
No, I know what it does, Phil.
I know
chemically,
what
chemically it does is it breaks down the barrier between your subconscious and your subconscious. That's a simple explanation. That's why you hallucinate.
That's why they can get $14.95 for one tab.
Yeah, well, they're a little more expensive now. Yes, Jason.
So I tried acid. I know it's not the same as LSD because it was knockoff or whatever.
No,
but,
acid is LSD.
Well, I don't think it was at that. It was in the 90s.
He had battery acid.
Yeah.
So all my buddies, they were all tripping, and I tried the same stuff that they were doing. It did nothing for me for the first 2 times I did it. Absolutely nothing whatsoever. The third time, finally, I'm sitting there in my bedroom by myself. I'm looking into a lava lamp, and I have all these little tiny bubbles going up and down in the lava lamp, and they started looking like vampire alien smiley faces, and that was it. I was like,
you had the placebo.
Yay, sweet.
You had the placebo.
Apparently,
the first time I ever took it, and I just said, this shit isn't working. And I'm sitting around going, it's not working. And then I walked into the bathroom because I had to take a pee, and I looked in the mirror, and my face had turned into a wolf or something like that. And I went, fuck, this stuff does work.
You hear that, Sean? Don't do drugs.
That's my
Yeah, because that's why your mother is the way she is.
See, I had
Although you were never much of a
experiences
drug.
even on
Wait a
weed.
minute, you were never much of a drug user, were you, Kathleen? No, I don't remember you.
No. What?
Timing's everything.
Well, let me say this. Let me say this to you. Let me say this to your son if he's listening.
Listen.
Drugs are really good. They're really good. They're lots of fun.
That's amazing. That's really amazing.
He's all, that's amazing.
So when I was a kid, we had the DARE program. Drugs are really excellent.
Drugs are really excellent. Yeah. Yeah.
We dare you.
Now, wait a minute. Now let me
They're
see here.
so
Let me
good.
take a little poll here. Kevin, I think you probably have taken psychedelics in your time.
Be called Thomas the Train.
Yeah. Because with a beard like that, you had to have done it. Okay. And Jason has already said that he tried it. And Phil, surprisingly, said he tried it. Kathleen, did you ever do a psychedelic? Are you saying that because your son's there?
If you do drugs, you're going to wind up in the latter years on the citizens panel.
Your penis.
And you don't want to be here.
Well, let me also tell your son this, that smoking makes you look really cool.
Isn't Ted?
He's like, no.
Yeah. Let me see here. Vernon, did you? Hold on a second. I'm polling the rest of the audience here. First of all, Vernon, you don't look like you ever did psychedelics, did you?
No.
See, I can psych that out. Now, Sibby, I don't know. Does he look like he was no, never did psychedelics.
He does green curry.
Tony doesn't need to. Tony doesn't need to, and we don't want him to.
Yeah, and who's to be my guide anyway?
I want Tony to do drugs for the first time on Gabnet.
Yeah. Well,
God, I would do it if I had a guide.
Yeah.
No,
Have you even ever smoked pot?
We'll guide you for an hour
Have you
and a
ever
half.
smoked pot, Tony?
On your own.
No, but
That
I went
wallpaper
to a
would really
concert
freak
that
him
they
out.
was smoking it around me.
Yeah.
So I think I might have got a contact on it. There's one of my friends who used to.
You
play-
want to get a contact guy, just turn around and look at your
Yeah, just stay
wallpaper.
back.
Yeah, the wallpaper would
Stay
really,
back, it's not going to do anything. You'll be all right.
the wallpaper will
It
freak you
smelled
out.
like incense, I used to tell them. Like a church type thing.
Did anybody watch the 70s show? Like the first episode, Eric gets high, and the wallpaper is starting to it's like on a reel where it's going down.
The piece of art behind Vernon's radio can make you trip if you stare at it long enough.
That's my son. He
Yeah.
did that. My son did that painting.
He's a trip.
So you might have not done psychedelics, but maybe he did.
Let me see here. And so I guess we're down to Rob. Rob, have you ever done a psychedelic?
No, never had the chance.
You ever smoke pot?
Oh yeah, pot, coke.
Oh wow, he did go.
Okay.
Quaalude.
I worked in a nightclub for 4 years.
Mhm.
It was very hard not to do coke.
Not to do coke. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember the old shows where they would, like Emergency 405 or something? What's wrong with her? Oh, she's high on barbiturates. And then, like in the next episode, someone's going into cardiac arrest. Give him 5 cc's of barbiturates.
And everybody wanted to have a
When I knew you,
Yeah. As kids, we were like, what the hell are barbiturates?
when I knew you, was that my post-cocaine period?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't doing it then? Oh, okay. Because I used to always have this little bullet with me.
Oh yeah, remember the bullet?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, the bullet.
That little thing you turn on it.
Yeah, because you could palm it and you could do it anywhere.
Right.
And nobody really
I
got
hated
suspicious.
Most about coke is when you didn't have any more.
Yes.
That was
so
the worst.
freaking
Well,
expensive.
then you have to be like me. I was making enough money where you don't run out.
No, I remember you sending me to Howard's house to get more.
You really, yes, our friend Howard. Right. Yeah. By the way,
Yeah, but thank God when I met you, you weren't doing that.
I guess I had come back from Florida, right? This was post-Florida. I went to Florida to work for like about 3 months.
That was what, in 89?
Yeah.
You were in Florida during the earthquake.
Yeah, we were.
No, he
You and
wasn't.
I were post-earthquake, weren't we?
I went to
Yeah.
your apartment right after the earthquake to see if you needed any help.
Yeah, yeah. And but I think I knew you post-earthquake, and when I came back from Florida, that's when I stopped doing coke. When I wasn't doing it anymore. Imagine moving to Miami and stopping cocaine. I don't.
State flower.
It's just ate flour, exactly. But I just didn't. I just decided I did my last line of coke out of my little bullet as I crossed the state line into Florida, driving down to go to work there, and then did not do it from that time on. And once in a while I would try it, like on New Year's. I think one New Year's I had a New Year's party and I bought some, and we tried it. And I thought, hey, I haven't done coke in like 2 years. And if I do it now, I'll get really high, like, the first time. No, it's like the time you did it last.
Right. That's right.
It's not like you suddenly go back to the way it was, which is ridiculous,
Now,
What?
You don't remember anything, but do you remember the New Year's that we all went out to Julius Castle?
Vaguely.
Yeah.
Vaguely.
And I had a lot of coke that night.
Really?
There was one other couple with us, and the guy had more coke.
Julius Castle. That was
the restaurant.
Yeah, that was up on Telegraph Hill.
Right.
Yeah. And it was right. If you could look out the window, you could see the building they shot Dark Passage in with Humphrey
Is that
Bogart.
the one with the portholes?
Yeah, that beautiful Art Deco building.
Yeah.
But
I wonder if Izzy's Steakhouse is still around.
yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, then I'm going to take my son.
What?
Yeah.
Izzy's Steakhouse.
Yeah, the steak probably.
I don't think it is what it used to be.
Yeah, well, the steak used to cost like I think it was like $28. It's probably like 50 or 60 now. I would imagine.
I like their swordfish.
Really?
You go to a steakhouse for swordfish?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why we broke up.
It is not. And what was it? Their cream spinach?
Oh God, I would get the steak
good.
and the cream
Ruth's Chris
spinach.
has great cream spinach.
Yeah, so what? It's better at Izzy's.
No. And they've got signature steaks now at Ruth's Chris, and they give you a special knife, a choice of 2 different knives.
Really?
It's pretty good.
Oh.
Yeah, I get a bone in New York, and Ooh, is it good?
What, you stick your dick in a steak?
He loves the steak.
I'd like to.
You see? Yes, Jason.
I'm sorry because there's a couple of Jewish people on here, but the best steak I think out there is a pork steak. It's so freaking good.
Fuck is a pork steak?
That's also one that you stick your dick
It's
in.
not a chop.
Yeah.
It's a pork steak. It's really good. I can't believe restaurants don't sell it, and it's not a bigger thing.
I
It's also
used to go to a
cheap-
hamburger place in the city in San Francisco called the Grub Steak. It was open 24 hours. Do you remember that one? They had great hamburgers.
Yeah.
It was right on like Sacramento and Polk.
Do you remember what was it? Oh, what was a cheap steakhouse that they had?
Cheap Steakhouse. Oh! It was on Ellis and Powell.
Yeah, and they
called
had them here,
Tad's.
Tad's, and they had them here in New
Yeah,
York too.
Tad's.
They had them here in New
Brothers.
York as well, and it was 99 cents for a steak and a baked potato. At least when I was a kid,
It's a long time ago. Yeah.
and it was pretty damn good. Well, recently I tried Tad's here in New York, and it's now just like shoe leather. You know?
It was like shoe leather then too.
My father loved it because it was a cheap steak. You know, you could just go in there. It was right near the Musicians Union. So after he got
Are
through
you a
so-
cheap steak or a cheapskate?
cheap steak,
You were
Thank you.
pretty close, Alex. Izzy's ribeye is $57.95.
really? Well, now, how much? But wait a minute. How much is their what's the other steak I used
Filet
to have?
mignon.
The
was
filet mignon is
45.
what I used to have. What?
$45.
How much?
Not enough meat.
Wait, how much?
$45.
45 bucks. Oh, the fillets were pretty huge there. Yeah, no, the fillet was
wait,
great.
no, let me take that back. That's a different fillet. It's a 6 ounce for 31, 8 ounce for 42, and the $49 for 10 ounce.
Yeah, and it was a blackened fillet. Does it say blackened?
No, it says au pauvre, whatever it is.
Oh,
that's,
poivre? Oh
that's
no!
peppers.
What
Pepper
happened
sauce.
to that place? It used to be that the steak was blackened filet mignon.
Yeah, I don't see it. Doesn't say anything about blackened in it though.
Yeah.
There's a blackened hamburger steak for $18.95.
Yeah.
I like the 24-ounce porterhouse for $2, but it's only mine.
So, Alex, in New York, do they have a New York strip steaks?
No, they
Yes.
call them shell steaks in New York.
No, they call them strip steaks. New York's.
Yeah.
New York
They do.
sirloin,
They used to
whatever.
call them shell steaks.
You know what?
Yes, I thought back in the day that it was like everywhere else in the country they had
Well,
a New
I
York
want to
strip
I
steak
want to
and-
complain to Kathleen because she's working at Costco now. Is that where you're working?
Yeah, and they're chill freeze.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you something. Their steak sucks now.
Really?
I just bought.
Not in
That's a mac
Tracy.
and cheese.
I bought a pack of 4 of them this week, and every one of them were like cutting. I had to take a hacksaw to them to get through them
I've
because
never had that happen.
the sinew is just—it was terrible. It was
Well, did
just
you-
terrible. And sometimes,
Yeah.
once in a while, I'll get them and they're fine, and then
Which
sometimes
one-
I get them and they're all terrible.
Can't you do
Take 'em
something
back?
to them to make them, like either hit them with a mallet or let them sit?
No,
and
you shouldn't have
something?
to. They should at least be I mean, I realize I'm not buying the prime, but with the choice, I should be getting a fairly decent steak, and I was buying a decent cut of meat.
What
And
cut?
I can't remember now. New York.
I've told you before, Alex, you need to go to a butcher who has antibiotic-free meat.
The steaks at Costco have gone up in price, and they're close to or exceeding the price at a butcher.
Yeah.
They are very expensive, and
I probably haven't had steak in 3 or 4 years. I just don't eat it that much.
I was never a big steak eater myself, really.
Yeah.
yeah, I'll tell you. You know what I like about Costco though. Once I wanted to adopt a child, and they had an
That too?
adoption agency at Costco.
I thought you did, Schmoody.
No, but they had an adoption agency, but you had to buy 2 of them, and they were taped together. So
Very funny. And they came on a pallet.
it came out.
They were palletized.
Also, the bacon. They got bacon. They had Applewood bacon at
They
our
had the
Costco.
thick stuff.
Wait a minute. The Applewood bacon was terrific. They got rid of it. They replaced it with the Kirkland thick cut bacon. Some
Hey,
weeks,
Molly
some weeks that I
Stone's
buy it,
had
it's thick cut, and other weeks it's not thick cut at all. I mean, it's inconsistent.
Oh, they still have it here.
It's
They
inconsistent.
still have the Applewood?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's thick.
it pissed me off that they don't have the Applewood here.
You gotta watch for the asterisk. You gotta watch for the asterisk on the sign. When the asterisk is there, that means they're getting rid of it.
Getting rid of what? You mean whatever they say?
That means that's the last 30 days, isn't that right, Kathleen?
Yeah.
Yeah, the asterisk on the display for the price.
Really?
There's an asterisk on there. That
Yes.
means that's the last 30 days they're gonna carry it.
Wow.
Son of a
I didn't know that.
bitch.
So stock up when you see it.
Yeah.
Wow. I
I
didn't
did
know
that.
that. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you for telling me that.
Good.
And you know, not all Costco's carry the same stuff.
Right.
Yeah, that's true too. Because I buy their coffee and I had to buy it up in San Jose a couple
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
Yes,
When they move stuff on.
Jason.
So, does anybody have a BJ's around them?
Oh, I got one.
Oh, I got a joke
Yeah.
for that
Or
too.
that you've been to one?
I
Huh?
just went there today. It's okay by me.
What's BJ's? Is it a?
It's like a Costco Sam's
it
Club.
stands for
Oh.
blowjob,
Oh, no, I
Phil.
thought you were talking about the bar.
Yeah,
Phil.
Phil asked, "What's a BJ?"
It's been a long time.
No, because they're going to be building one like right down the street from me, and I'm kind of debating about switching from Costco to BJ's, but
Feels better.
yeah, but it's so much closer.
You know what?
But the only thing is, I do appreciate that Costco pays their employees.
Yeah,
know,
I'll tell
does-
you what.
does
Do you
BJ's
get
like Sam's
gas at
Clubs?
Costco?
I'll tell you the truth. Costco isn't that good for food anymore. Okay?
I
But it's great for toilet paper. It's great
Oh,
for
you bought
napkins.
them.
It's great. It's great for a lot of the stuff you stock up on in bulk.
TVs.
Yep.
But they don't have
TVs,
Charmin
TVs.
Ultra Strong.
Big,
That's a
huge,
bounty plus. I
Chip.
got
What?
toilet
What were you
paper
going to
name,
say, Rob?
big, huge jars of Jif peanut butter.
Oh, I get Skippy. Yeah, I saw the chips today. Yeah, I got
Skippy,
Skippy.
yeah.
Big giant. Yeah,
Yeah, they're together. That's a
Two
good
of them stacked together, yeah.
yeah.
I got the syrup now. I got the log cabin syrup.
Here's what I heard. Now
Big
tell me if
64
if I'm wrong about this. That at Costco, let's say you have Jif peanut butter, and then right next to it you have Kirkland, okay, which is the house brand. That you're better off doing the Kirkland because number one, it's cheaper, and it's probably better because they have the person who has the peanut butter right next to the Kirkland make it for them.
Right.
And they want it to be up to a certain quality. And so the Kirkland is always better than the actual real product. Am I right
A
or
lot of them are
wrong?
the same, and they just slap a label on it, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Jason.
Jason.
So my I think she's my sister-in-law. I think. So she works for Fago, cola. I don't know if you guys have Fago, but LaCroix, we call it La Caca, and Sam's Club Costco came in and they're having them make their version of it. They came in, they did an inspection on the factories and everything, made sure all the employees were legit and they were a union shop and blah blah blah, and so they did their research on them before they let them slap their name on it.
Yeah. Yeah. But like for instance, I had to literally twist girlfriend's arm to get her to use the Kirkland toilet paper rather than what's the one that's like
Charmin.
no,
Yeah,
no,
I
not
had to do the same thing here between the paper towels and the toilet paper. I had to talk my wife into taking it.
yeah.
Same
And
shit.
and she finally, we were at my business manager's place and they had Kirkland toilet paper and I said, "You like the toilet paper in there?" She said, "It's really good." I said, "That's the Kirkland."
Yeah, go in and wipe your ass for a few minutes.
Now we still have
ply
we
or
still
two?
have to get the Bounty paper towels because, and I agree with her because the Kirkland just doesn't feel like the Bounty.
See, and that's what I disagree. I don't like Kirkland toilet paper, but I love the paper towel.
By the way, everybody, you like our new
I don't
format
care
tonight? Our
because
new
a
format.
bunch of them, it
It's not
doesn't
weather.
matter. You use them up and throw them away
Our,
anyway.
our
Who
new
cares?
format now tonight is Costco talk.
That's right.
We're missing the boat here. It's what is it? It's 55 degrees in San Francisco.
No, that was last night's format, Phil.
It's so last night, yeah.
Because
let's see.
the temperature
It's
isn't.
43 in New York, and
Is it
55
43 in
Walnut
New
Creek.
York? Wait a minute.
One
Let me
in
see
Detroit,
what is
Phil.
it here. No,
I
no,
don't
you.
know.
Oh, it is 43 in New
It,
York.
it's always cold in Detroit.
Yeah, and yeah, here you go, 43 degrees in New York. But anyway,
It is 57 in Tracy, people.
oh, okay. Well,
It's 54 in Hollister.
hold on a second, folks. It's let me see here.
Broadcast house, it's 79 degrees.
It's well, it's 54 degrees in San Francisco. It's
Ask Echo.
huh?
Cold is it?
The humidity is 87%. Dew point is 50. Northwest winds at 7 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Pressure is 30.16 inches.
Let me see here.
Oh, the
New York,
pressure.
TV, San Francisco. Oh,
Ooh,
here.
dang.
It's 41
27.
degrees. It's 41 degrees in Paris.
About
I
Detroit.
think Vernon's got us all beat.
Yeah.
What, Vernon?
27.
27.
Is it 27
Alex.
where you are, Vernon?
Alex,
Yep.
you got it in front of you. Look up Detroit.
In Ibiza, it's 51 degrees.
That's
Yeah.
nippy cheese.
Let me see here.
Detroit, huh?
You've been to Ibiza with me, Kathleen?
Yep. Ibiza was fun.
Oh, Ibiza was
No.
back then.
I
You
bet-
don't want to go there now.
I got a correction, Alex. That 27 is where I was on vacation. This is what it is here in Louisville.
Oh,
35.
35.
Okay.
hot.
It's 46 in Beijing, by the way. But with the tariffs, it's like 57.
73.
Shanghai, 76. Shelburne, Vermont, 27 degrees. So those are all the ones I have on my.
I don't know how to add Detroit. I forgot how to add a city.
Hello.
Why is it I
plus
have
symbol.
one here that
Oh,
says
there.
New York, and then if I go to the next one to it in New York, and it says mostly clear, when I go to the other one in New York, it says clear.
Oh.
I don't understand that. This is our new.
31 in Detroit.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Hold on a second.
I'm getting something from my producer. Yeah, I know that was last night's format. I know. Well, we'll get back to tonight's format
all
in
right.
a moment.
Then let's go to flat tires.
No, we did flat tires last night too, and nobody
Yeah,
here.
well, it's a regular
Anybody
spot.
here have a flat tire recently?
You know, I was surprised. I just bought a new vehicle, unlike to Phil, because he was trying to talk me out of getting my Jeep Compass that I absolutely love.
I was going to say, Jason, what did you buy?
Yeah, Jeep Compass, awesome
good.
vehicle. And Phil was talking
I
about
told you
Scotty.
get the Lexus.
Some fucking Toyota bullshit. So
You should only
Anyway.
be so lucky.
I did have to fill up my tires yesterday because it got so cold.
Now in Detroit, I had a cousin that lived there, and he used to have a thing that started his car while he was in the house, and there was something that went over the engine, some sort of blanket or something that kept the
Diesel?
engine warm.
Was it a diesel?
Oh.
No, it was a Jaguar,
Engine whoopee.
and he lived near 13 Mile, in a place called Franklin Village or something like that.
Yeah,
Right
they
outside of
they
Detroit.
got, where you can plug in your
You know, a lot of times diesels have a
engine heater.
blanket that have to go over your
or an engine
block.
heater. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got a plug that comes out the front. And you plug it in. It keeps the coolant warm.
Really?
Or nowadays, like I got a remote starter, but that's no
Yeah.
big.
I go boop, boop, when I'm done
Yeah.
brushing my teeth.
Well, in
Pretty
1973, I thought it was pretty interesting.
Oh yeah,
Anyway,
that's when they did have blankets.
well, let's see here. So the Costco format seems to have died.
Oh, let's talk returns. We didn't get to that side of it. Yeah.
Returns?
are great at Costco.
Return? Oh yeah. I've returned.
Bring shit back with it, you know.
I've returned an electronics thing that broke 3 years later, and they took
Yeah, I
it
know.
back.
Except now on electronics they have a 90-day.
Yeah,
so
but you
people were
for a few
abusing it.
bucks, you can get a warranty that's good for 5 years.
Yeah.
Well, you know what happened is
Yeah, I
with
got
this
that on my TV.
with these bulbs here, I get a lot of free stuff from Amazon, because I told them, I said, I'm not sending back the package with the two with all three bulbs, because only one of them went out. Can't you take care of the bulb? And they said no. And I said, well, you know something, you wouldn't ask me to return a whole package of light bulbs if one of them was broken. Okay? So what about this? And so he went and checked, and I'm getting a free box of these new bulbs again.
They're all, well, since the bulbs will outlive you, yes.
Yes, they will. They're good for 20 years if you use them 3 hours a day.
This
Way
is
to
my
make
newest
him even more of a
acquisition.
hypochondriac.
What is
I
that?
got
A
two-
hair
two
dryer?
of these.
A hair dryer?
No,
What the
no.
hell do you need a hair dryer for?
It's yeah, really. It's an underwater strobe. I got 2 of them. They came yesterday, and I charged the batteries. And
You do go down there and
these
fuck
are
with the
Ike
fish with it?
lights, huh? Yeah, you take pictures of fish.
What are they called?
It's an underwater strobe. And
Wait a minute, Phil. Turn it on and point it at me.
okay.
Let me see
Let's
here.
see.
Turn it on and point it at me.
Alex.
Let me see.
Gonna blow out
Oh,
his camera.
look.
Wow,
Ha.
that works good.
Yeah, really. It's really good,
3,000
Phil.
miles light.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I,
Well, that gag paid itself off. Yeah.
But see, Phil, if you don't believe in global warming and climate change, maybe pretty soon you can just go out your front porch and use that.
hey, I just bought from 4 Ocean for my donation. I have a metal straw.
Yeah, I saw it. I
that-
heard
yeah.
yesterday.
So
But by
you
the
know,
way-
I'm doing something for the environment. What are you
Every
doing?
metal
You're driving a Jeep made, by Italians.
Yeah.
No, actually, mine was made by Mexicans, and it shuts off.
Same thing.
By the way, we haven't done much on politics in the last couple of nights because all these new formats are working out so much better for me than
Matt
politics.
Bevin finally conceded.
What?
Matt Bevin finally conceded today.
Oh yeah, he did.
Is he
Yes.
Kentucky or
Yeah. He's the current governor, and he refused to concede that he lost by 5,000 votes to the Andy Bashir.
Yeah.
Oh my
But-
gosh.
But he conceded today.
Yeah. So,
but
but
he's not leaving.
he's not leaving exactly. I finally decided that I love Trump tweeting like crazy because eventually he's going to tweet himself right into jail.
Oh,
I
did
mean,
that today.
He
just
really fucked up today.
today he
He did
really
that
fucked
today.
up.
What the
He
word
was-
of the day is bribery.
He was
Everybody's-
live tweeting. He was
Today
live
was
tweeting
classic.
against Marie
The
Yakinovich or
woman that
whatever.
was upset that she was let go.
Wait a minute. While
Had a job.
While she was testifying.
while she
Yeah,
was
Trump-
testifying, he
Trump
was
was tweeting
tweeting
against
horrible
her.
things about her.
God.
Yeah.
He even got Brett Baer and what the hell is the other Wallace guy? Chris Wallace. He
Yeah.
got
Chris
those
Wallace.
guys to jump ship. I think.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Said this
Yeah.
woman
So
is-
I
this
just
woman
hope
is-
I hope he
wonderful.
keeps tweeting like crazy because all this stuff's gonna come back to bite him in the fucking
Oh,
ass.
he fucked up big today.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
Don't-
Emperor's clothes are coming off.
Don't fool yourself, guys. We thought this 2 years ago. There's no way this guy is. He's gonna fuck himself. He's a Teflon Don. He's gonna-
Yeah, you're probably right, but it sure is. Oh, man, this is bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
No, because what I saw today, I didn't really think it was that big of a deal. And I heard other people talking more about it. And, to be honest, an ambassador is actually an arm of the president. You
Yeah,
are supposed to be there to
here's
represent the president.
here's the problem, Jason.
No, you're there to represent the country, Jason.
No,
not
it's not the
president.
country. You are there to represent.
weren't.
But no,
No,
I
you work-
agree.
You work at the will of the president.
The
You
Yes.
work
will
at the
of the
behest-
president.
Yeah, well, on his behalf, but not his personal
Right.
behalf.
I
You're right.
get it and I understand.
Yes, and I agree with that.
it-
But here's the thing. The reason why she was there was because she was primary to that telephone call. I mean, if she wasn't important to all of this, why is it he mentioned her twice in that telephone call to the Ukrainian
And see,
president?
I think
wasn't
there is
working.
more about her
Hmm?
that there's more about her that needs to be revealed because why does she get brought up when she was already fired?
She wasn't fired. She was just recalled. She just
Yeah,
recalled
okay.
Washington.
I believe she said that Trump didn't do anything wrong, and that
No.
No,
she didn't.
no,
Yeah.
no,
No,
Yeah.
she
I
didn't
No.
don't
say
remember
that.
the exact
no.
words.
She didn't say that.
What did she say?
Isn't it funny?
It's convenient to forget that one.
No, I have not paid. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I know the hearings are going on, but I have no idea. But it's the same story.
Well, let me explain to you, Rob, what's been happening in the last couple of days. The President of the United States, who happens to be Donald Trump, in case you don't know, has been making a deal with Martians. He doesn't want aliens coming into this country, so he's making a deal with them to stay on their side of the galaxy. All right, so you missed that.
And he's doing a real good job of it too.
Yes,
they're not coming.
We haven't seen a Martian here in years.
The only thing I recognize in
I love Trump
is the fact that people who love Trump hear what they want to hear, and the people that don't love Trump don't hear it. All I heard her say today was that he didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, but the people who love Trump are down to 35%. So, you know.
Yeah, today was a pretty big deal. They didn't have much to say. They couldn't really say much.
Yeah, Jim Jordan was speechless.
Yeah,
Jim Jordan was speechless.
All they could do was repeat the same shit. It was talking point day.
They asked her why she was there and why
That's
she
all they
isn't
asked
at
anybody else too.
No, and why she wasn't complaining to HR because she didn't like her.
Because that Devin Nunes is an asshole to say something like that.
Yeah, he was right.
Well, I can't argue with logic like that, Phil.
No, because hey, I can't either. You know, like you know, you guys selectively.
One of these days, Kevin Nunes is going to be arrested for like diddling a little boy somewhere. You know.
Yeah.
And you think that other moron Schiff with the big eyes. You know.
Oh yeah. Make fun of his big eyes. Is that all you can say bad about him?
I have to agree with you, Phil. It looks like he's sitting on a movable seat or something.
He's the kind of guy. He's the kind of guy.
Ooh.
Talk about googly eyes. What about Rudy Giuliani? Talk about freaky eyes.
Schiff's the kind of guy that used to get beat up in the schoolyard all the time. Yeah. You know, he just has that look.
I can't disagree with you there, Phil.
And what's his name? Stone got
Roger.
Stone got guilty today.
Get 7 hots in a cot.
Huh?
All 7
counts. What, yeah, right.
But, you know, I got a feeling he'll appeal, and the same thing happened to him that happened to who's the guy that was in Trump's cabinet for 16 days? The general.
Mattis?
No, the first 16 days. And then his son said something.
Michael something.
Yeah.
Been so many we can't remember.
Yeah, they got him for lying.
Too long ago.
Huh? Yeah. They got him for lying, but it was one of those lies where you said, oh, well, I was there on Thursday, and it was really Wednesday. And I got this guy.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, these guys, but all I'm saying is tweet away, Donald. Just tweet away. You're going to tweet yourself into oblivion.
You know, he was asked about that today, and he says, hey, I got a First Amendment
right. He has an absolute First Amendment right to say what he wants to say and just keep saying it.
Fire in a crowded theater.
But wait a minute.
He won't get arrested.
But wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on a second, Phil. He has an absolute First Amendment right. But if he doesn't keep his mouth shut, it's going to hang him. That's all.
It was Schiff that made the witness aware of what was on the tweet.
Well, she would have seen it afterwards.
She would have been intimidated if Schiff didn't.
She would have seen it after. She would have seen it afterwards. Okay, or somebody could have said. Somebody could have said there. Did you just see what Trump wrote about you?
It was during the break anyway. She would have seen it. It was during the break.
Alex,
yeah.
I heard the best explanation of that. Trump live tweeting against Maria was not to intimidate her. It was to intimidate anybody else who comes to testify after her.
Yeah.
Both, actually.
So this is witness tampering, is what it is.
The mafia, like in
she wasn't as bad as Blasey Ford, but she was right up there. and she's a
Wait,
flower that
Oh,
was
She's a
flower.
career diplomat.
This is
Yeah, and that's the
Phil.
problem.
Have some respect for
No,
it. Wait a
it's
minute.
not.
Hold on a
She's
second.
worked for 6 presidents. 4 of them were
Five.
Republicans. 6
Three.
presidents, counting this one, and 4 of them were
And she's a
Republican.
career diplomat. She's had a respect. She's been respected in her profession. She
She's
still
been
works.
shot at.
She still
She's
works.
been-
She's still.
She's been shot at in every country that she was in. She was shot at in Mogadishu. She was shot at in Somalia.
Yeah, and
mean,
and
she's
I
doing her
and I know
job.
and I know soldiers. I know soldiers.
Trump
I
said-
know soldiers that have been shot at in every country they've been in. So have they been the reason the
Trump-
war happened?
Trump
and she's
tweeted,
still doing her job.
and he said, every
Phil,
place you
Phil,
go,
he had no respect for this woman, and he treated her like shit. And hey, go right ahead, do this. I mean, he's gonna just take himself right into the ditch. And I don't know where his lawyers are in all of this, saying, Donald, do not do that tweet. You should not do that right now, because nobody's there to tell him what he can do and what he can't do. And I
would believe that he's got people saying don't do it, and he's turning around and saying I'm going to do it anyway.
Either that, or he has people around him. He only has people around him who will tell him what he wants to hear.
Or he's in the shitter doing it, and nobody's around him when he's doing it.
Yeah, that could be too.
he doesn't sleep and he doesn't shit.
Obviously, it's him doing the tweeting because he's a bad speller.
Yeah, exactly.
But I just,
Thank you, Bert.
You
I
see
just
Vernon's hand?
yes. Oh, Vernon. Yes, Vernon. Yes.
The best quote that I've heard come out of these hearings was from George Kent, and he's saying when you're trying to actually run a anti-corruption program, no matter where you are in the world, you're going to piss off corrupt people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he used that word. You're going to piss off corrupt people.
What happened to Jason? Did he have to go to the bathroom, or was this making him throw up?
He's looking
He
for
went
his
to get another
vacuum.
drink.
Oh,
I like
Friday
the weather
night.
format better than this.
what'd you say?
I like the weather format better than this.
Okay, well, let's go back to the weather
Well, I
format.
told Sean, I leaned over, I told Sean, I said, see, politics makes people yell. And he goes, like cocks in a blender.
Oh, I like that one. I like that one.
Wait a minute. What kind of mother are you where your child is saying like cocks in a blender?
Hey, it's funny.
It is. That's awesome.
My. And I thought you were going to be a good mother. So, Sibby, we haven't talked to you in a while. Any comments about any of this?
Any comments about any of this?
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of comments. I just,
started to
you know,
move this
I'm
thing,
amazed
he's
at the
diving
way.
under the
Wait,
blanket.
wait a minute. Let Sibby talk. He hasn't talked for a
Here,
while.
just say something.
Yeah, and you know,
Blanket
wait,
boy.
I always say that I am.
Hold on. I want
I'm,
Sibby to talk.
I used to be a Republican, and I have all their talking points and how they're bending backwards to accommodate someone who's not a conservative, he's not a Republican. He's just in for himself.
Yep.
He ran a campaign just to have to steal the limelight, and he never thought he's going to be the president. And how these people, principled people, bending over backwards to accommodate everything that he says. They don't see anything wrong with him. They don't see anything wrong with his statements. They don't see anything wrong with the way he has manipulated the system. They talk about Hunter Biden and $50,000, whatever job that he had. But they refuse to look at someone who is not a congressional, he's not been authorized by the Congress. He doesn't even have a security clearance. The president's son-in-law, he's going around Qatar and all that, making business deals for his dad's company. Millions of dollars worth of business deals. Nobody is talking about it. He's friends with Erdogan's son-in-law. And Erdogan was there yesterday, and the way Trump was trying to prove that Erdogan is his best friend, what is this nonsense going on? I don't understand. Why are we sucking up to these dictators?
You know what it is, Sibby? Because it's more important to be right about.
It is sad. I mean, this is not the conservatism that when I came into this country and I saw and I fell in love with. This is sad. This is really sad.
Yeah, what were you going to say, Rob?
Because it's more important to be right than it is to do the right thing. That goes for everybody that sticks up for this guy in government.
Yeah.
They all know the Constitution is being challenged, but it's more important about being right in your politics than it is to do the right thing for this country.
Yeah. We just lost Phil.
And I was very sad. I was very sad about Jeff Sessions. He created some promotional video for his run in Alabama. He wants to run for the senator, and he's saying that he has run with this president's agenda, and he pushed for it more than anyone else. He was the first one to stand up for him and all that. After being spat on his face.
Yeah,
Spat on his face.
yeah.
72 years of this man is 72 years old. He has been a senator in the public service for 40 years. And this is his claim that he has stood up for this man and he's pushed his agenda more than anything else. And that's what he wants to run as a senator from Alabama on. That is sad. Phil, please.
Well, the reason why he's doing that is because he wants to win in Alabama, or he thinks this is the way he's going to win in Alabama.
He's not going to Trump support.
Yeah. Yeah, the minute the polling.
Just ask him to talk to Matt Bevin in Kentucky. The day before the election, Trump came to Lexington, Kentucky, and campaigned for Matt Bevin, and look what that got him.
He was further behind before Trump came.
No, he wasn't. He was 5 points up the day before Trump came.
Yep.
You're in Kentucky, right?
I am.
Yes. So I think he knows better than you do, Phil.
Five other elections went to the Republicans.
No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the day beforehand.
Big deal.
There were people who didn't vote for governor who voted for attorney general and secretary of state. 10,000 more votes. Out of 1.4 million, there were 10,000 more votes for secretary of state and for attorney general.
The current governor, Bevin, was not very popular.
Well, now you're making excuses. A few minutes ago, you said he was ahead.
Well, we'll see.
Marjorie actually sent money to Mitch McConnell's opponent because she, yeah, she was because we don't want to see Mitch McConnell
Fighter
win.
pilot. She was a Marine. Okay.
Yeah.
Graduated a Rhodes Scholar.
Yeah.
Look what it did for Bill Clinton.
Yeah. Don't worry. Trump.
Actually, Bill Clinton gave Trump some advice the other day about the impeachment stuff. He said, just let the lawyers handle it and just deal with people's business. And
that's exactly what Trump. That's
Trump
exactly.
Can't do that though. He can't stand to have his own ego talked about.
Yeah, he's right about that.
Well,
that's his Achilles.
Then he'll lose. But it's up to the people. Sibby's got his hand up.
Oh, Sibby.
It's going to be an interesting election.
Yes.
12 months.
Yeah, I've been reading about some opinion columnists and all that. I won't name anybody, but there's a talk going on that Trump is going to drop Pence, and he's going to pick his daughter as a running mate, and he's going to prep her for 2024 run, which is I see that happening because he needs someone in the White House to pardon him or keep him away from, perjury or whatever.
He's not going to dump Pence.
And then he's going to marry her, and they'll be the king and queen of America.
But there's a serious talk going on for him to drop Pence and pick Ivanka.
I doubt that'll ever happen.
I think Nikki Haley wants that spot too.
Yeah, maybe in 2024.
Oh, I can hear the cocks in the blender now.
Your son has a bad influence on you. I can hear the cocks in the blender now. The cocks in the blender and yeah. But well, I feel sorry for people like Sibby who were Republicans, good Republicans, I guess. I would imagine. I don't know why you were Republican, but I'm not going to hold that against you. And the fact that you feel that your ideals have been compromised by this president, and I find that, I mean, Phil, what do you think? I mean, Sibby is
That's America. Sibby has the right to decide which way he wants to go.
Yeah.
He's analyzed the situation, and I trust that he's made a good decision. And I think you have a full house.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
I don't agree with him.
Let me see here. Wait a minute. I gotta.
He's here.
Oh, there he is. Okay, there we go. There is
lost Jason, though.
Jason, and I believe. Let me see here.
Oh, he's back.
Hold on a second.
I wanted us to have a full house.
Where is it? Oh, here we go. Yeah, I have to get the thing going here. Here we go. There we go, folks. A full house. See that? Right there.
Jason back?
Right there.
Jason's frozen.
Oh, Jason's frozen?
Yeah, and he's not on the Skype.
Oh, then we don't have a full house?
Yep. Take it down.
Oh, fuck.
Fake news. Fake news.
Fuck.
Leave him there. He'll come back.
No, we can't say it's a full house because he's frozen. You know? Oh, boy. Oh, well.
Well, put
Huh?
Phil up there twice.
Yeah. Hello.
Oh, don't do that.
Hi, Bree. How are you?
Hello, doing good.
Yeah.
Just had
What were you putting a blanket over yourself for? You trying to
Wait
be
a minute,
Kathleen's son?
You're missing something, a very important point, Alex. What's the temperature in Kuala Lumpur?
Ah, what is
There
the
you go.
temperature?
Yeah.
In
Show us your weather app on your phone.
It's probably in Celsius.
Alexa, what is the temperature right now?
In Fahrenheit for us Americans.
90 degrees Fahrenheit.
Damn.
All
Not
right.
bad.
Did we lose somebody else? Are you? Is everybody else there? Sibby, you there? Sibby, are you there, Sibby?
I think we lost Sibby, yeah.
We lost Sibby. Well,
They're dropping like flies.
wow.
Dropping like flies.
Yeah.
Well, so my British colleagues are planning a party for December 13th or 14th, which I guess is after their election. So they're already planning a party.
Does that have anything to do with the Brexit thing?
I don't know. They talk about
Does
English Premier
Johnson have a chance of putting together the coalition he needs? Or
I don't know. I know better than to raise that as a topic of discussion at the lunch table.
Yeah, well, we're not eating.
It will be endless among the Brits because I have a lot of British colleagues. So
yeah.
So my immediate boss is American, but then
Are they as evenly divided on Brexit? Are they evenly
To tell
divided?
the truth, I don't know where they stand on it. My guess is they would be anti-Brexit.
Well, you know why you don't want to talk
Probably
about.
caused bollocks in the blender.
Wait, do you know why?
I wouldn't eat anything out of that.
Do you know
blender.
why you don't talk about that in the morning? Because you never talk politics with Brexit. See, Brexit.
Hey, I did learn that there are some news channels. I think the BBC has started a news channel without Brexit. And my British colleague said, if the Brits can have a news channel without Brexit, why can't the Americans have a news channel without Trump?
They
No
do.
Trump news.
Good question.
It was
Good
called
question.
Gabnet, but you guys fell into the trap.
Well, here's the thing. I have felt for the longest time, and I said this in the very beginning. If you want to drive Trump nuts, just don't talk about him.
Yeah.
You know, that would just drive him crazy. You'd see him tweeting just the oddest shit just to get attention.
Yep. That's what he always does anyway.
Yeah, and just don't pay attention to him unless he does something. It's like
And The View.
Huh?
The View had the highest ratings that they've had in a while for Donald Trump Jr. He said they owe him a thank you. He said, "You're welcome."
Yeah.
And then there's
the apple
somewhere
doesn't
else.
fall too far from the tree.
Yeah, but you know what the trouble is? These networks are so, they feel that this is their godsend for having news. This is their excuse for news. It's just terrible, and they love the fact that it exists. They're crazy about it. So anyway, what are you up doing this weekend, Phil? Let's see, we're talking now. Now we're into what are you doing this weekend?
Okay.
Radio.
Saturday, I've got 6 appointments in the field. Sunday morning, I'm shooting, and then I've got to. I had some problems with the on-off switch on my Drobo, and I have to. They sent me a new one, and I have to repopulate the Drobo from the old one, put the drives in the new one, and then let it do whatever it does to set it up.
Excuse
and
me.
Then send the other one.
Doo-dah.
Yeah.
Oh, you finished? No, okay.
Drobo replacement.
It's funny. My cheap little QNAP, which only cost me about $288 or something, $264, is never had a problem with it. You know.
The on-off switch wasn't sticking. It's like a rocker switch.
Well, why do you turn the thing on and off?
If you turn the computer off, you got to push the rocker again to turn it back on.
What?
I never turned my NAS
I
off.
never turned my NAS off.
Do you ever turn your computer off?
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
Mine is actually
The
not a
NAS the NAS works.
It's storage.
The NAS works independently.
No, I'm not using the NAS as a NAS. I'm using it as storage.
That's why.
So it's part of the.
Yours is not hooked up
Sounds
to your.
like boobs in a blender.
It's not hooked up to your network, is what you're saying.
No,
boobs
it's
in a
not hooked
blender.
up to the network. It's strictly storage.
Oh, okay. Mine is hooked up to the network, and it works all the time. But anyway,
The only time my computers go off is when LG&E decides to pop the switch somewhere.
I'm leaving Sibby up there, and I'm leaving Jason up there because it looks like I got a lot of people.
It's still fake news.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sibby's like this, you know.
Yeah.
Makes it look serious.
It's a good shot. You know, and Jason's shot is pretty good, his frozen shot. But what happened to you, Jason? Call back. You'll repopulate your square. You know.
Oh, there's
his is the secret square, isn't it?
Huh?
No, he's there.
Is he? Are
on
you?
the YouTube.
Well, he's there.
He's on
No,
the
it's
YouTube.
frozen.
No, he's frozen.
It's frozen on the YouTube.
Yeah.
It's not on Skype.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if he calls back, he will automatically go into that slot.
Oh.
See, that's what
That's the
happens.
square getting the square.
The same would be true of Sibby. If Sibby's still listening, if you call back, you'll just go right back into the square you were in. So
They must have turned the power off in Long Island.
it's probably what they do. They turn it off.
boss-
They turn it off at 11:30.
He's at work. His boss probably walked in the room.
Was he at work?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's at work.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. I think his job is to watch all the cable channels. You could do that job.
Really?
That could be, as Ruben would say, that could be your job.
I do it already. You know,
Yeah.
I do it
Yeah,
already.
but he gets paid for it.
Yeah. So anyway, so and let's see here. What are you up to this weekend, Kathleen?
Working.
Working? Really? Okay.
Yes.
Are you Are you dating at all? What,
No, you know what? I don't have time.
you don't have time to date?
You work at an icebox?
Yeah. 30 degrees.
So she doesn't have time to date.
No, you know what? Right now it's all, Sean is the most important person.
Yeah.
Is he dating?
He laughed. He said no.
Yeah. Well, what happens when he starts dating?
He starts dating.
Then she'll start chaperoning.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. But I was just wondering if you were doing anything this weekend that might be, sociable.
No.
You're
Not yet.
just working on the weekend. How about you, Rob? What are you doing this weekend?
Nothing. Tomorrow evening, I pick up my wife. She's coming back from Germany,
Uh-huh.
and that's it. No other plans.
Wow.
You get a piece of the Berlin Wall as, a souvenir. And, everybody brings back a little piece of the Berlin Wall.
Phil, that was like 20 fucking years ago.
They're still putting chips of the wall in a little bottle, and they say,
Trump should ask him to knock the rest of it down and ship it over, and then he can build it here.
Yeah, right. Just move the
He
wall
already
here.
did.
Yeah.
You got the Brandenburg Gate is in, what is it, San Diego.
Okay, Sibby, what are you doing this weekend? Uh-huh.
He's not doing anything.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And Jason, what are you up to this weekend? Oh, really? Okay, that's terrific.
Jason's going to be looking for a place to
Now
fix
here
his
comes the
Jeep.
question of the night. Tony, what are you doing this weekend?
I got to work tomorrow.
2 days a week. Bro.
And we're going to make stew.
Now, please explain once again, in case the audience doesn't know what the joke is, what your job is.
I watch my mother all day.
It's good.
And I want to tell you, folks, in case you haven't tuned into this program, he makes $652,000 a year to
I'm
watch.
going to take a day off soon. I want to go over. I'm going to see if I can go see Shecky. I got to tell him a couple of funny things.
Yeah, he gets days off. You don't have to work 7 days a week, right?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you do? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's when the overtime kicks in.
But that's when the oh, jeez almighty.
5.5 Alex, tomorrow making pancakes.
So basically, you make more than $52,000 a year.
No, it's actually 10 hours overtime, 40 hours straight. I looked at my pay stub online.
Okay.
So I get $30 for 10 hours overtime. So that's $300.
Well, wait a minute. How much do you make an hour? How much do you make an hour?
20 on straight.
Okay, $20 an hour. So if you work 40 hours a week,
40 hours straight, and then I get another 10.
What are you,
I can't
gay
go
for the
past
other
50
10? If you're 40, you're straight. What are you doing? Are you gay for the other 10?
Well, the other 10, I get time and a half. They can do whatever they want to me. Just give them my money. But I can't go 50 with her. That's it. She's my only patient. If I went to another patient, I'd have to go to another agency.
so
But I'm not
what
doing that.
happens? What happens if she needs you for more than that?
Oh no, I can't go more than 50. Then I would have a backup. My sister would be the backup.
And she gets paid then?
She would get paid, but they can only go to so many hours because then they cap it.
Yeah. Now, if you get sick and your mother takes care of you, do they pay her?
No. That's another thing. If I get sick, I'm just home already. I never have to take a sick day. I'm already home.
Okay, shut up. The joke's over. Vernon, what are you
I'm off
doing this
tomorrow, and
weekend?
I work at Home Depot on Sunday.
Okay. And
No rest for the Home Depot.
Kevin,
I know.
what are you doing this weekend?
I'm a roadie for the high school. I'm going to go up and do a band competition in Union City.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Sunday, I'm going to the Niner game.
Very good. And Bree, out there in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur, it looks just like any other apartment. Hell, it looks like you could be living in Tracy. What are you doing this weekend?
Well, nothing much. I went into the city last week, and as you recall, because I was on for a little bit from the mall, but I've got a couple of trips coming up over the next couple months. So I'm just kind of taking it easy here now. I'll be back in the Philippines next weekend, and then 2 or 3 weeks after that, I'll be in Thailand for a couple of weeks over the Christmas and New Year's break. And they keep trying to get me to go to Britain, but I've been holding off, so I'm hopefully not going to make that trip. I'm just not as interested to go there. You know, it's funny because my Malaysian colleagues all jump at the chance. They want to go.
Hey, listen, there's
I'm always like, why would I go?
Getting played out.
I got the theme there. It's like the Academy Awards. You got to give your acceptance speech before the music stops. Anyway,
Getting played out, yeah.
yeah. Thank you very much, Phil. Appreciate it. Kathleen, always wonderful. You are so funny. You make me laugh and pee my pants. Rob, thank you so much. Sibby, bye-bye. Anything last words? Okay. How about you?
Wednesday is Phil free.
Wednesday I will be back because I'm not here on
but
Tuesday.
it'll be Phil free.
Well,
and
then
I know
you'll
you're not
never be
coming
able
on
to
Tuesday.
find out what happened at my sticking needles.
I'll read
in
the
my-
paper.
Yeah, exactly. The
If we
obituary
see her,
will be there.
we'll tell her you love
Thank you very much to Jason, who's not there right now. Tony, thank you. Thank you, Vernon. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Bree. I think it would be very nice if all of you gave a big wave goodbye, and I'll wave back at you. Okay? Bye-bye. That's our citizen panel for tonight. And that's our citizen panel for this week. I will be back here again on Wednesday. I won't be here Tuesday because I'm having that biopsy on Tuesday. And it's not that I couldn't do the show, but I have to be up so early to do it that I'd be so tired by the time the show rolled around that I'd be a mess. So we'll see on Wednesday. Meanwhile, stay tuned for Jack Bishop. He's next right here on GabNet with the intersection. And then I will, as I say, I will be back again right after, they have the franchise MC at 9:30, and then at 8:30, at 9:30, oh boy, I get this straight somehow, it's the exchange with Damian Chaplin, and then I'll be here at, I'll be here at 10. Same time, same station and live in the meantime. If you see her, tell her I love her, okay? Bye-bye, everybody. See you later.